Yaakmantlo, Nisquash, Shukshuk, Welsh. My name is Lenny Joe. I'm the CEO for the BC First Nations Forestry Council, and with me is my colleague.
Hadi, I'm Jason Fisher, RPF, and I'm the Executive Director of the Forest Enhancement Society of British Columbia, and I live and work on the traditional territories of the Lheidli-T'enneh in Prince George.
So you may look and wonder, why are these two guys standing together here today? Well, we're here at the BC First Nations Forestry Council's annual conference, and we thought this would be an opportune time to share a little upcoming story that's coming out. And so with that, I'm going to pass this off to my colleague, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Lenny. And I think it's important to note that the topic of this conference, the theme of this conference is that everything is connected. And I don't think that that's more true anywhere than in forestry in British Columbia, and obviously that's why you chose this as a theme, but our organizations have this opportunity to collaborate together to tell the story of a transformation that's taking place in forestry in British Columbia. And that transformation is really about First Nations leadership rising to the forefront on forest management, not just for formal reconciliation or on the industrial side, but actually making decisions out on the land base. I really want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to announce the projects that we're funding this year here. Of those 64 projects worth almost $20 million, 41 of them have a First Nation lead proponent, and another 15 of them in addition have a First Nation beneficiary, even if they aren't a lead proponent. And the thing that gets me most excited about that is that these are really collaborations that are taking place in ways that we couldn't even have imagined, 5-10 years ago. So to me, it's just such an exciting time for BC Forestry.
For me, this is the result of what collaboration is. This is the result of what getting into the rooms and working together, sharing ideas and having shared visions and saying, yes, let's do that. I really see your organization as this cusp of the probability of what needs to be. Mm-hmm. And this room of these projects allow us to get on the ground and work in what is now really the current environment that we have in BC, and we're finding the ways and the solutions on how to best manage the land through these opportunities.
Yeah, well, when you came into the role in the First Nations Forestry Council, I remember that one of your big initiatives initially was like, what does trust look like? How do we build trust? Because before you can get to connection, you need that trust to allow that connection to blossom. And I see that the projects that we're supporting are projects that are related to wildfire risk reduction, making communities safer. They're making forests more resilient. So we're not here to say that we're getting rid of fire. We've tried that doesn't work. But we can actually make ecosystems that are more absorbent of fire, that allow fire to exist as part of that balance that needs to take place in forests. And that requires trust at the community level between the people who are making decisions, between the people who are making the prescriptions, between the people who are doing the work, and trusting they have a vision for that outcome.
Yeah, and that's perfect, because what you're seeing here also isn't the Forestry Council doing it. This is all our communities across British Columbia. Yep. So I really raise my hands up to the communities that are out there that are saying, you know what, this is what we want to do, and we have this idea, and have the capacity and most likely young First Nations people in the room, working collaboratively with their leadership, working collaboratively with their communities, working collaboratively with the businesses to create and put something forward that the province and FESBC is able to look at and say, yes, this is exactly what we need.
Yes, and that's it. FESBC doesn't deserve the credit. It's where they're trying to unlock the vision that people have for it. They're on the land, they know what the forest needs, they're looking for opportunities to make that happen. And I like the idea that, what we're trying to do is we don't want to be needed forever to make this happen, but we want to see, is there an opportunity to build a resilience economy, a forest resilience economy that's going to, employ young people, make communities safer, drive different approaches to forest management.
Well, so much of these good things that are happening, I wish there was a way that this story could be shared. Maybe we should create a document and really be able to share these stories. And maybe we can do some videos and other things like that. What do you think?
Maybe we could have more conversations like this and invite others to those conversations.
Let's give it a go.
Sounds good.
I look forward to that, buddy. You heard it here first.